Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching our channel for the first time, please take a second or two and subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell, like and share our videos. To all our subscribers and our supporters, allow me to thank you in a very, very special way. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a very systematic and consistent threats coming from William Samoei Ruto. I don't know why the president has crossed over into the year 2024 fuming with fury, and he is explaining that someone is out to sabotage his three agendas, and he explains that the universal healthcare, affordable housing and building of roads are being sabotaged by some unscrupulous people who do not want him to progress. And he's saying that at the center of this sabotage is the judiciary, and he does not have kind words to them. He has declared that he's not going to listen to the judiciary, and he will do his things his own way, regardless of the rulings of the courts. Just take a look at what President was saying today.
Wanaenda kutaka kusimamisha hiyo kazi yote, ati vijana wetu waendelee kurandaranda wasipate ajira. Ati wa Kenya tusiwapunguzie hawa wenye mapato ya chini kutoka 500 mpaka 300, waendelee kulipa 500 na wao waendelee kuiba hiyo pesa. Ati wa Kenya waendelee kuishi kwa slums. Ati wa Kenya wasipate nyumba. Na hawa ambao wako kotini ni watu wako na medical insurance inalipwa na wa Kenya. Wako na magari inalipwa na wa Kenya. Wako na housing inalipwa na wa Kenya. Je, huo ni ungwana? Hapana. Hiyo hapana. Our judiciary, we respect you, but judicial impunity by corrupt judicial officers must stop in Kenya. We will stop it, and whatever it takes. Lakini wale watu bado wako na kesi. So, na hii kesi itabidi sasa tuwe na mjadala na watu ambao wanapeleka makesi kotini kuzuia maendeleo katika taifa letu la Kenya. Itabidi tuulizane maswali. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Yes, itabidi tuulizane maswali. Haiwezekani ya kwamba Kenya, maendeleo ambayo tumekuwa tukingojea miaka nyingi, mipango ambayo iko katika katiba ya Kenya, mipango imepitishwa katika bunge la Kenya, mipango ambayo wananchi wa Kenya wamepigia kura katika manifesto ya chama wamechagua, ati watu wachache, 2, 3 wameenda kotini, wakahongana kotini, mpango hiyo ikasimamishwa. Barabara ikasimamishwa, universal health coverage inasimamishwa, mambo ya housing inasimamishwa. Lazima tuulizane, lazima tuwe na mjadala. We must ask ourselves, ama namna gani? Yes, lazima tuulizane maswali. Na ndio mimi nataka niseme, we are a democracy. We respect, we will protect the independence of the judiciary. What we will not allow is judicial tyranny and judicial impunity. That we will not allow. That will not happen. Wanataka kujiuliza, ile barabara ya Ihithe munataka tujenge ama munataka tungoje mpaka judiciary watuambie tujenge? Judiciary wanasema tusijenge. Munataka tujenge, nijenge hiyo barabara ama tungoje hawa watu? Tujenge barabara? Bwana Mbogwa, wewe bwana PS, weka pesa ya hiyo barabara tuanze kujenga. Ndio. Alafu hiyo program yote, kuna watu wakora wachache wameenda kotini wakakutana na wengine wakora huko kotini, ati wasimamishe waendelee kuiba pesa ya mambo ya afya. Hiyo mnataka tungojee hiyo maneno? Tuendelee na hii program ya universal health coverage? Tupunguze ile nini, tuendelee nayo? Bas, sasa maneno ndio hiyo. Sasa wakitaka kuuliza wakuja waulize wananchi. Ama namna gani? Yes.
I listened very carefully to the president. That speech was very long. I've just cut it short so that it can give you an overview of exactly what the president was talking about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are three things that are coming out crystal clear. And this, you will see whether you are supporting the president or supporting the opposition. One is that we are going back to the Nyayo era. And the president is a dictator. Someone was telling me that he is turning out to be a dictator. I don't think that he's turning out. He's only giving his true colors. And those who elected him are going to be the first victims of Ruto's fiery dictatorship kind of ruling. It is either his way or the highway. Because he's now telling us that some people have gone to court to sabotage building of roads, and he declared, that was in Yandaro, that he ordered the PS in the Ministry of Roads and Housing to start working on the road that has been stopped by a court of justice in Kenya. In other words, he does not respect it at all. Now, the question that one would ask is this. When Kenyans went to the streets to protest against the high cost of living and to manifest their disappointment against the government in accordance with our constitution, the president accused them of sabotage to his development agenda. The opposition decided to call off the demonstrations. And of course, there are other ways that a disgruntled and disappointed Kenyan can follow so that he gets justice. One of them is going to the courts. Now, those who are going to the courts are also becoming an enemy of the president. He has come out very categorically and accused Uhuru Kenyatta as the man who is sponsoring all the court cases. Uhuru Kenyatta, the accused, was the man who was sponsoring the demonstrations. Let me ask you a question. Are you now gagging, or you're trying to gag Kenyans not to go to the streets, not to go to the courts? So where exactly do you want Kenyans who are disappointed to go? They should not go for demonstrations, yet that is in the constitution. They should not go to our courts, that is in the constitution. What exactly does William Ruto want us to do? These are dictatorial tendencies, because it is either his way or the highway. I don't know any other way you want to look at it, but this is pure dictatorship. Mimi siwezi enda maandamano, siwezi enda kwa koti, and when you go to court, then it is a threat. The other time he said that he would deal with those people who go to court using his sword. And we thought it was a joke. He is serious about this. He is telling us that he knows those who are trying to sabotage, the unscrupulous doctors who are sabotaging and stealing from NHIF. Why can't they arraign them in court? Why come in public and pretend that he's furious about it? There are mechanisms they can follow so that people who are corrupt, those who are trying to steal money from the NHIF, can be dealt with. Proper mechanism must be followed. And William Ruto does not have respect to our courts. Why? When the court says that the universal health care should wait, the housing levy should wait, building of certain roads should wait, when the court is still trying to determine why there are two warring parties, he cannot come and declare that that which has been stopped by a court of justice will take off. I mean, this is disrespect to the judiciary at all. And it amounts to total state capture, where it is either the judiciary will do what the executive wants, or they become total enemies, and he has declared war on them. This is also tantamount to disrespect to our constitution, because the constitution allows people to go to courts for legal redress. The constitution allows people to go for picketing. and going to demonstrations without carrying any weapons. Now he's telling people that you should not do any of the two. The president keeps on threatening people using the sword, forgetting that apart from the sword, he was also given a constitution, and he swore that he would defend our constitution to the latter and protect it. So he disrespects the constitution, he disrespects the judiciary. When the president tells us that there are corrupt individuals in the judiciary, in our courts, he is a beneficiary of the ruling of the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. So when he comes out and tells us that there are corrupt individuals in the court, this has been the narrative, because people believe that our courts were either threatened or bribed or both to declare William Ruto as a victor in the last year's presidential elections. He's now coming out to tell us that indeed there are people who are corrupt in this government. People who will rule in favor of the highest bidder, or people who can be threatened. If he believes so, then he is a product of a corrupt ruling, and therefore he is an illegitimate president. Period. That is it. Because it is from his own confession that there are people who are corrupt, who are colluding with certain individuals to sabotage certain agendas. He is part and parcel of a declaration from a court, a corrupt court, he says. And so he must decide to resign. Or in other words, he's telling us that he is not the legitimate president that we have, but he was simply declared because of bribery. That has been the argument, and is now corroborating the same arguments from the opposition, from the supporters of Azimio. He's now coming out to tell us. Or what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? I also see William perpetuating a class war. During the campaigns, he divided the country into two: the hustler nation and the dynasty. The hustler were the people who were supposed to form his government. He promised them jobs. Now, the narrative has changed. He does not want to say that paying housing levy is becoming a problem, because both employers and employees stated categorically that owing to the economic factors as the prevailing circumstances as they are now, it was not proper and viable to start deducting the housing levy. Now he has decided to rub the rich against the poor, also to say. The other day, he gave them money to go and start demonstrations in the CBD that they wanted jobs, they wanted the housing levy. Yet those people are not even employed, and so they don't pay the housing levy. So what he wants to do, he wants to achieve his own means. This is for self-aggrandizement. But he's telling the poor that it is the rich who are trying to sabotage your job opportunities, because he's saying that the housing levy will provide jobs. So let me ask you, if for today umeshika mjengo mahali unataka kufanya, mimi nimeifanya mjengo, those who have done it know. So the government is building tuseme some housing levy in the Eastlands part of Nairobi. Then you are a mason, you are a plumber, you whatever the profession that can fit into the process of building. The building, let's say, goes for 6 months, and then after that, construction is gone. It is over, plus finishing, and those who are painting and everything, wale wanaweka kioo, wale wanaweka nini, yes, you come and work there. After 6 months, the government tells you that he created a job for you. Hiyo kazi imeisha, inaenda mahali, let's say from Nairobi, it goes to Northeastern. And the people who are around must be given those jobs. Wewe ambaye ulikuwa unafanya hii kazi na William Ruto alikuwa amekwambia hii ndio kazi amekutengea, utaenda wapi? Will he still look for another job for you? Because it is a fallacy to say that the affordable housing is going to create job. It's never a permanent job. Najua their motto is kazi ni kazi, but let us not be fallacious about this. This is temporary. Vile tu mimi naweza niende nitafute kazi ya mjengo, nifanye ikiisha nirudi. Hata ile ya kujitafutia ni afadhali, kwa sababu you will talk to your friends, watakuwa nakupigia. Kuna wengine hapa tumepata Yaya Center. come to Kisumu, kuna nyumba ambayo tumeshika, the contractor will tell you, nimeshika hapa story building, 5-story building, kuja muwe watu mkono. Hii yake sidhani kama it's viable. And there he's creating a class war. There is another people called here hustlers, those who are now working becomes the rich, and it's telling them that wale ambao wamekata ni the rich. This class war will never work. And I don't know why the hustler has subjected themselves to be used again by the president. All that is happening is that the president wants to achieve his own agenda. Kuna ile pesa ya housing levy wameionja for the period that it was being collected, wameona utamu wake, he's not ready to let go. The president has always been called the head of the nation, the father of the nation, I mean. There is no way we are going to have a father who is threatening the families. This is like a drunkard, a father who is drunkard, who comes home in the middle of the night when the family is sleeping, he kicks the door open, he starts beating everyone in the family. We've been threatened by a sword. He's now threatening the judiciary. He has threatened those who are going to courts. Everyone is being threatened here. How are we going to live with the president who is threatening us? To the judiciary, Madam Hot Air. What goes round comes round. It has now come back to you. I don't know what we are going to do, but regimes always eat their own children. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, but it has knocked Madam Koome's door. Whether she's going to open, I don't know. If she opens, how she's going to react, we don't know. I don't know whether she's going to come up and complain. In fact, I'm waiting to see whether there's going to be an official communication from the judiciary. Madam Martha Koome, the Chief Justice, must talk and tell us what she thinks about the threats coming from her friend, William Samoei Ruto. And if she's not going to talk, then she's part and parcel of the threats to the other younger, or the judges in the lower cadre. We are going to conclude that she's part of the threats. I don't know what you think, but that is my take.